G'day everyone and welcome back to another Catch Up with Kiralee. If you're new here, hi, I'm Kiralee and on this channel we talk about all things cosplay, costuming and sewing related. And today I want to show you something. So this week has been a really big week of things for me. Number one, I got my wig case, which I ordered and it came from America, and I'm super excited to use it when I'm transporting complicated wigs over east or overseas. I also cut off all my hair because I needed a change and it was looking ratty. And the third thing that happened, which is what this video is about and the thing I am most excited for, is I received my birthday present, which are these two wonderful mannequins. I have wanted fixed formed mannequins in my size for such a long time. I realize now that I am not going to probably ever take commissions. I don't need like adjustable mannequins anymore. I've passed that point, and the fixed form that I have been using for the last like 2 years is absolutely wonderful, but it's in the wrong size. It's about 2 or 3 sizes smaller than what I am, and it's smaller than what I will ever be. Like, I'm being realistic here. So for my birthday this year, my darling husband Terry asked me what did I want, and I was like, oh, I don't know. And he's like, no, seriously, what do you want? I was like, well, there is something I want, but it's quite expensive. And he was like, tell me. And so I told him, look, I really want these. I really want to have fixed dressed forms and I want one in my size. And he said, well, could we get one in my size too? So we did. So I had a little bit of a look on the internet and I asked a few people that I knew who were, you know, in the industry of fashion or were cosplayers who had fixed models, and I asked their opinion about where I should go. So I started by looking in Australia, and the main store that was recommended that was Australian based, because I wanted to support an Australian company, I looked at their stuff and there were some issues. The first one is that the main kind of mannequin that they sold was just the dress, was the one where there's no shape in the legs, it just kind of goes out and then there's a cage, which is industry standard. I get it, fabulous, but for the type of cosplays that I want, especially if I'm spending that amount of money, I want to have something that is versatile. And so their versatile option was like full legs and arms, and it looked awesome, except for the fact that it was hanging. It was one of those hanging mannequins, and I was just like, I don't feel comfortable with that in my main living space because it looks like a hangman. I mean, it's gonna work perfectly, but I'm not sure that I would be comfortable with that, and also it would take up a lot of space. And our house is not huge, so that was just a no-go. So then I started looking overseas and I came across Fabulous Fit. I read the reviews, everyone was saying how wonderful they were, how easy they were to use and to set up, and how sturdy they were, and that the foam core was really good. They also have collapsible shoulders, which I've never had a mannequin do that before, and I'm very excited to play with that. The only thing that I haven't got with these mannequins is like the extra arm, but I've never used an extra arm and I think that it would probably like get in the way, so I didn't bother with that one. But if I really wanted to, I'm sure I could buy some sort of attachable arm on one side. And in no way, shape or form is this video sponsored by Fabulous Fit. In fact, to be honest, I had a few issues with Fabulous Fit. Both of these mannequins were quite expensive. I don't know the exact costs, but I know that they were a couple of $100 US each. And the shipping to get them from America to here was the cost of one of the mannequins altogether. So essentially I paid for the equivalent of 3 mannequins. Yeah, it was expensive. So the first issue was that on their Etsy website, which is where I found them through, I couldn't buy the male mannequin from their Etsy shop because it was too big. The box was just that little bit too big and Etsy wouldn't let them send it to me. So I had to order through their website. No issue, that's fine. They happily took our money. And then the date came around of when they were meant to have arrived, and I had no boxes, and I also had no tracking number. So I emailed them, and I also sent a message through the Etsy store because I had done a little bit of communication there and I had quick turnaround there. And they were like, oh yeah, that's being sent out today. Okay, like, I wasn't born yesterday. You forgot to send my order. But I will say that it did get to us within about 2 weeks from when I got that initial email from saying, oh yeah, we're sending it off today. They arrived. So the shipping actually was very, very quick, considering that it was coming from like Nebraska or something. And the mannequins are super, super lovely. Here is a little clip of my reaction as we were kind of opening up the boxes. Here's mine. Here's mine. Oh my god, oh my god, okay, yeah, I gotta set it up. So, and here is Terry's. We've just set his up. Looking good. Oh my gosh. I was very excited. The other thing that I bought along with these mannequins is a set of pads. So there's a set of 17 pads that you can buy alongside these mannequins that fit onto these mannequins perfectly, that are provided by Fabulous Fit, and essentially they help pad out your mannequin to, you know, your exact size. Now I definitely bought this because I kind of fluctuate a little bit in my sizing. So for example, I was looking at the size 12 and I was also looking at their size 14. The measurements of the size 14 were my measurements as they are right now. Like, they were like 1 centimeter difference on some of the measurements. It was basically my body right now as a mannequin. Which you're thinking, well, why did you get a size 12? Well, the truth is that taking my measurements over the last 10 years, I have found out that when I am this size, this is what I'm most comfortable with. And this is what my average size has been over the course of the 10 years. I just gained some weight. And since the beginning of this year, I have been slowly losing weight, and it is a downwards trend very slowly. Wish it would happen more quickly, but that's life. And I am slowly getting back to this size. So in the meantime, I'm going to pad out this mannequin, and I thought I would show you how I'm doing it per their instructions that they've given me. And, you know, you can see what the finished product looks like. So I'm going to put Terry's mannequin just off to one side a little bit, so I've got a little bit more space to work with. And I'm going to start looking at the measurements on here, looking at the measurements on me, and then padding them out as per the instruction book. So with the book comes this little booklet, and it shows you how to do each of the different types of pads and make it all perfect to your size. So the first thing that it says that I need to do is I need to put the stretch cover onto the base of it, because I bought the mannequins that have the half legs because of the fact that I want to be able to do pants if I ever do cosplays with pants. I know I don't do them often, but when I do, I want to be able to put it on a mannequin. Hence why I couldn't get the dress forms that had the cage. Alright, so let's start off with the stretch. Yes. So here is the unitard. It really is a unitard. Like, look, it's like, it's gonna zip down the back, and we will put it on. I need to take this off, slip it on, and then redo up the bolt. So that's fun. We're thinking about calling these mannequins Jessie, Belle and James because it was the first couple cosplay that we did. And that was Terry's suggestion, and I'm not hating it. So yeah, this is probably Jessie Belle that I'm working on at the moment. So I've got the pads like laid out down there, and I've got my pins because I think I want to pin them into the dress form just so they're a bit more secure, just so that they don't shift while I'm pulling up the Lycra system, even though it doesn't say that that's the case. Anyway, so the first thing they talk about is back hip pads. To create a larger butt area, add these back hip pads to the back of the form and roll the cover up to hold the pads in place. Alright, well, maybe I don't need it. Let's try it without the pins. Okay, let's try it without the pins, because it would be nice to not use pins if I don't have to, and I don't have like the flat pins, so Yes, alternatively you can use the upper hip pads for the spot if they are a better match for the needs. Okay, so I'm pretty sure that I will need to put the butt in. Now what do the butts look like? Alright, so they're like the round ones. Okay, so I definitely know that I've got more of a derriere than this lady. So see, boop, boop. Alright, so then what we do is we just pull this up over, I guess. I don't know, let's try moving this up slightly first. I'm sorry. I know we've just met, but hi. Okay, so it holds it quite nicely. Sorry, that was totally inappropriate. I should really measure myself first. I mean, they look very pert, those butts. Yeah, okay. So that is that one. Let's have a look here. Pretty sure that there is some typos, but that's okay. We're gonna figure this one out. All right, so now we need to put the thigh pads in, which are these things. All right. Oh my camera battery is flashing at me, so I don't know how much more I can get of this, but let's put the thigh pads in. Okay, so they go right down, right down. I feel like my butt needs to be a little bit more over towards the center. It looks like it's a really spread butt cheek. Oh, that's almost my size. Good times. Alright, so then we have the upper hip pads, which I think is the other ones that look like the butt pads. I mean, that looks very odd. I don't know if that's correct. I'll have to play around with it and see. Yeah, now that's too big. So I'm going to take out these because this just does not feel right to me. I'm going to take off the shoulders as well. See, this is the thing. You just use that which, you know, seems to be correct for your shape. You use whichever pads you need. All right, so the next one is the stomach pad. Yep. This one I need. So the stomach pad goes this way across. Yeah. Yeah, yep. In fact, I think mine is bigger than that little one. Okay, so it's a little bit later and basically the end of the day. It's been a number of hours between our last interaction. And my battery is fully charged, so let us continue with padding up Jezebel. Alright, so I've changed the pad around in the tummy region for something that was a little bit more rounded and, like, I suppose larger, just because I do carry my weight here, so I wanted something that was a little bit more pronounced, and I think that is about the right sizing now. Hang on. It's like my problem area, and I hate doing this. That's a bit better. That's more like it. So the next thing that I need to do is I need to thicken up the waist because I am built like a rectangle. So I am going to take the stomach one and also the two back thigh ones, and I'm going to put, because they're actually very similar. I have a feeling that they're all the same. I think by the looks of things they look very similar. Anyway, I am going to put the two on the side and then one in the back, and that will just kind of fill that space. That, and then this. Alright, so I think what I need to do is I need to start doing up this. Let me just pull that up like that. Alright, so that looks a little bit more like my shape. Let's have a look here. It looks rectangle, which is what we're after. So the waist, yep, that is roughly my waist. Okay, and the back is quite flat, sort of like mine, except the butt cheeks are like very pert. Alright, so now the last thing that I think I need to do is put in the cups. I'm just going to double check because I am quite flat chested in comparison to the rest of my measurements. So this is 101. I mean, I can try, but it's pretty close already. So let's see. If I do one side, then it's lopsided, but it'll be the right sizing. That won't work. Look at these booby caps. They're like... Alright. Okay. They're not too bad. They might be alright. They look so big now. Alright, let's have a look. Alright, so the first thing I want to do is I just want to quickly measure this. Because if it's too big, I'm going to take them out. Oh no, that's me now. Yeah, that is me now. Good times. Alright then. I don't think I'm going to add the shoulder pads because I just don't think that it's needed. Wrong one. There we go. And there we go. That is pretty much my measurements. There's a few centimeters here and there that are a little bit off. But overall, that's what I look like. It's a little bit confronting to like see it in a dress form. And I can't wait until I can remove the padding and be the model underneath. So this will help me with my waist loss journey. Okay, cool. Alright, so I'm going to take her out and I'm going to put her in my normal sewing area so that I can start using her immediately. And yeah, I'm really excited. Like, it's a really good dense foam. These ones are very, very good dense foam. The shoulders are not foam, they're sturdy, but they are covered with the same canvas as the rest of them. And the foam inserts are like dense foam that have been, you know, sculptured to be perfect for this. So I am it would be easy to pin into those and to work with those. And so I am really excited to be able to start doing draping, like proper draping. Yeah. Alright, cool. Well, I think that is the end of this video. So, excuse me, I'm center stage. Thank you all so much for joining us on this little journey. I obviously can't give you a proper report about what the forms are like, you know, using them, because I haven't used them yet, but I am very excited and I'm feeling very positive about it because they just feel really good, really sturdy, and I have a feeling that it's everything that I have ever wanted in a dress form. And yeah, I'm just feeling positive. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!